everyone, I'm Didi.
Hey everybody, Armand here, Cheese Skills. Welcome to our podcast, and today we're talking about how to reach your full potential through nutrition. And in this case, we're talking about traditional nutrition because that's what we teach, that's what we're here for, and
Yeah, and it's quite a claim,
yeah,
your
yeah,
full
yeah, yeah,
potential. But I think for a lot of people, food is something, it's you fill your stomach when you're hungry, and you just go from one meal to another.
yeah. And on the other side, you have people who love to go out and
Yeah,
have
sure.
meals with friends, and
Yeah.
it's a social thing, and there's all this. And
And
there's breakfast at the tank station in the morning for €3. You've got that as well. There's a
but I think as people, most people do love to eat.
Oh yeah.
So, but there's so much more to food than just, some fuel for your body. And
Hey, I mean it's pure energy. So
yeah.
yeah,
And I think when I grew up, you saw that when do you start thinking about making changes into your diet? It was either people who really got a warning and there was something health related.
also allergies, I guess, right? But
Yeah.
also
Or more serious
serious,
even.
yeah.
And then they had to change their diet. Or what other magazines were writing about diets was just to lose weight.
Yeah, lose weight.
And you
Yeah.
do see a change now. I mean, for the last 10 years, you see a larger group coming up who want to eat more healthy, more sustainable, etc.
Yeah, and there's much more awareness, and I guess we are also in that movement, right?
Yeah, sure. Me too. I was looking for another way for eating healthy, and so even when I was like a teenager, I would force my mom to buy organic food. When I moved out of the house, they were quite happy.
They had a party.
No, that's not true.
No,
But
they love you, but yeah.
They did say that they spend a lot of money on my on my goal to eat more organic and healthy. And my father especially missed my cooking.
Miss your
So
cooking. Oh. Sorry,
But-
Mom.
yeah.
Sorry.
But what I was, of course, reading magazines about healthy food and eating organic and eating vegan, or that was not such a thing at that time. But I had a couple of family members who ate vegetarian. And so I would kind of go that direction. But I had no concept.
No, there was no
I
concept.
had no concept. So I was kind of lost in that. So
But I think,
Yeah.
I think what you did have was that you saw a relationship, like I had as well,
Yeah.
between how you feel
yeah,
and what you ate,
yeah,
right? And how that translated to, everything in your life, energy-wise, right?
Yeah.
So one day you feel great, next day you feel like, and then, all these things in between, and, all these things. I think you and I both started to see this relationship, right? Whereas before we were sort of deaf, you could say, for that experience. It was just, we ate and we had fun, and, we love cooking and stuff like that. But then at a certain point, I think we were ready for a change. But then, as you say, it's like, where do you start, right? Where do you start?
Yeah. And it took a while before that. I wanted to eat healthy, but I did see a relationship, but not fully.
But what was healthy?
Yeah, exactly.
What was healthy then?
Yeah.
What is healthy?
Yeah, I did look at the food for healthy. So
Right.
I kind of, which is a good start. I said, when I eat that organic yogurt, when I eat organic muesli, when I eat organic
Apple,
apples and fruits, and so that was my
Well, your logic, you could
my
say,
logic
right?
for and then the food is healthy, so then I will become healthy.
Hey, I mean, of course you think that, right?
Yeah.
And and obviously it was already a step up because your
Yeah.
food is actually, you could say, well, vibrant, alive,
Yeah.
and yeah,
It just it didn't do anything for me.
right,
I was eating the wrong things for me.
right.
So I always kind of had a struggle with food. So that was probably also why I was really into this search.
Yeah, and this search, well, led us to traditional nutrition.
Yeah, yeah. So what? When I stumbled upon traditional nutrition, I was like,
This makes
this makes sense
sense.
because now I'm not just looking at the food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm first gonna look at myself.
Yeah,
I'm gonna scan myself and see, oh, where are the disbalances?
yeah.
And now I'm gonna look at my food,
Mm-hmm.
and now I see a relationship.
You see the cause and effect.
Yeah,
And then, of course, you have a method
yeah, to change.
to change.
Yeah. So this for me was the big aha moment.
Yeah.
Now I could see, what I'm eating has an impact on, so it has not just an outcome on my digestion,
No.
it has an outcome energy wise, it has an outcome on my emotions, on all physical stuff that was going on.
Your whole well-being, your
Yeah.
concentration. I mean,
Yeah.
all the aspects of you
Yeah.
it has an impact on.
Yeah. So, and I see that with our students as well, that when they see the relationship, that's such an eye opener.
The aha moments,
Yeah,
right?
and the first step, and I've talked about this lots of times, is journaling. So you say, oh, this is a method.
Yeah.
We're first gonna look at you. We're gonna scan yourself through 5 elements. And when we've done so, you journal.
Yeah.
You see cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have a method to change it.
Yeah, to balance yourself
Yeah.
out again.
And
Yeah.
the first step we're gonna do is taking out stuff.
Right. So you first scan yourself through like a sort of journal, you could say, right? And that, what's the minimum? I guess 2 weeks, something like that, right? Is sort of a minimum for scanning your the foods you're eating and journaling and energy-wise, seeing what the effect is and stuff, right?
I always ask people to do it for at least a week. And
Right.
the thing, when you start journaling and when you start writing down what you eat every day, people already start to leave things out because they're like, oh my God, do I really do that? So,
oh man, it's a reality check for sure. It's such a mirror. It's and not everyone does it. I mean,
no, for some people
because
it's
so
too confronting.
So confronting, yeah.
And there's one of those things. So food is so emotional. There's so much emotions around food, and so there's also, and when you start in this journey, there is a lot of judgment.
Yeah.
We have so much judgment, and what we want to do, and that's why our trainings together are so important, that you also start to work on to feel your energy and and for this exercise to kind of observe yourself without judging.
Yeah. So actually, but also you have a direct feeling when you tune into the energy body. It's like, okay, I feel this. I feel the contraction. I feel the cold. I feel the sinking, the bad sinking of the energy in this case, right? I mean, if we have all these tools and training also our awareness, but also, like you're saying, this non-judgment around it is so important, because if we're still judging, it's hopeless, you could say, right? We'll still be in the merry-go-round, right? But if we can look at it from a neutral point and just stand back and say, okay, this is what I'm doing, and this is the effect of it, then we have an entry for change.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, no,
No.
it's not going to happen.
No.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
And I speak from experience, right?
Yeah.
It's of course, it's a lot of people say the last thing they're going to change is their diet.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
without it, you're never going to reach your full potential because
No.
you will be sustaining all these imbalances that you're just not aware of.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, and you are alive, you're breathing
Yeah.
and you're doing stuff, but yeah, so yeah,
Yeah. And
it's huge.
And when you journal, you see, because I always ask people not to just journal what you eat, but also how you eat it. Are you sitting down? Are you walking? Are you in the car? Are you what are you doing while eating it? And then how do you feel afterwards? And this is probably the most important.
Yeah.
How do you feel afterwards? And because what we've been trained to is to just taste with your mouth.
Yeah.
Which is, you smell the food, you taste it into your mouth, and then it goes into your system, into your body.
And then the senses stop.
And
they
then
just
we
go
kind
out.
of, yeah.
They go
then
blank.
We stop feeling. And people know we'll get an after dinner dip after a big meal, or we feel a little bit tense in the stomach, or all these sensations. But we don't really relate it to our food, which is
Maybe
which
we
is
kind of feel
funny.
that's normal, right?
That's-
So,
yeah,
well, I had a meal and now I'm going to lie down for a while. Well,
Yeah.
if I had my meal, I'm not going to go lie down.
You want this light, you want this open feeling. You want
Exactly.
to have energy floating in your system, and you have energy to go. If you've eaten the right meal, you want a certain kind of open feeling, a light feeling around it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
So, but the letting go of the stuff that is not good for your digestion, that's such a huge step.
And it's the first step, roughly, right? After we've done the journal, we see the cause and effect. Now we can choose, and we have an idea of like, okay, there's some extremes we're eating.
Yeah.
That are if we're going to start somewhere.
Yeah.
What are we leaving out?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What are we going to leave out?
Yeah. So, and we have this. We work with like a chart where the food is in categorized by hot, warm, neutral, cooling, and cold.
Yeah, so 5 categories.
5 categories. And then you see on this chart, like, oh, where is my food roughly?
Right. Yeah. So the effects of this temperature on the system, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So you have the yin and you have the yang aspects, right?
Yeah.
So, when I looked at it, right, I was so in extremes constantly, and I understand it now because that gave me this moment of like, the taste, but actually what I was doing, I was just trying to wake my spirit up just a little bit. But the sad thing, right after the experience, it would just drop, right? And,
you were not building it
No.
up in a very gentle manner. You were kind of going. It's when you eat very hot stuff like a pepper, you just get this kind of feeling like, I'm alive.
Yeah, garlics and gingers and
It has such a strong taste in the mouth, and I totally get it. It's nice. You get this as if you're in on an adventure.
Yeah, it's like, I'm alive.
Yeah, but so your system is like, oh wow, this is kind of opening everything.
Yeah.
But it costs a lot of energy for your system.
Yeah.
Mostly, especially when you live in a milder climate.
Yeah.
And with the cold stuff as well.
Yeah.
Your system kind of shuts up and goes inwards, and
you get all these cooling effects in your system that just they break up your night's rest, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to go out at night to pee and things like
Yeah.
that.
Which-
Sometimes multiple times, right?
Yeah.
All these effects, and they're going to affect your energy, and in the end, they're going to affect your well-being because that's what it is. So we're so used that when we're eating, we're having this well-being feeling.
Yeah.
We're with people, we're talking about our day, or in the best scenario, right? Could also be you alone in your car with your $3 breakfast.
Yeah.
But in the best case, that's what you're having, and then you have this alive feeling. But I don't want to have that limited to that moment.
No, I want
Right?
that through the day.
I want it all the time.
Yeah.
I want to be more and more the master of how I feel,
Exactly.
and that's
Yeah.
So
And I think, like, for me, and I think for a lot of women, when you read the magazines about healthy food, it's a lot of cooling foods. It's salads, it's yogurts, it's fruits,
smoothies and
smoothies. And so what happened was that I became very, very cold all the time. But I knew from my girlfriends, they also had that.
yeah.
So it was kind of a normal thing
Hey,
to
that's
be
normal.
cold.
It's normal to be cold.
So I didn't think about it. It was just the way it was until I started to do this. And I was like, oh, maybe I need something else. Maybe I need some more neutral, a little bit warming. And so my system started to warm up. And I see this happening to our students as well. And they're like, wow, I don't have cold hands, cold feet. I don't need like 10 sweaters. And
Right.
so it's all related to each other.
Yeah.
So you want to take out the really, extremes, and then you can build up your energies.
Yeah. So that's the start. Leave
Yeah.
stuff out, come back to neutral, build your energy over time,
Yeah.
build warmth.
Yeah.
And
then
yeah.
again, because we started with, I thought, oh, the organic food, that's the healthy stuff. Yeah, it
course.
is. Because organic food has a lot more energy. And as we
Movement
are
and-
energy, you want
The best you
the
can
best
have,
you
right?
can have. You want all those tastes and flavors, not the extreme, but the mild and neutral, but still you want all the directions.
Yeah.
If we're talking about energy,
Mm-hmm.
and if we talk about food, you see the 5 elements represented in tastes, but
Yeah.
it's also in energy direction. If you look at wood element, it's the sour taste. And what does the sour taste do? It's the inward
Yeah.
direction of energy. And then you have the sharp taste, which is an outward energy. And your system wants all these energy directions because it's going to all your organs and all these. So we do need all these tastes. And if we do have that represented in our meals, then our whole system gets
Nurtured.
and
And it can
attention.
flourish
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, so it's very interesting that, like you described with the wood element, that the sour taste goes inward because the wood element goes outward, right? So
Yeah.
and upward. So there's this balancing act
Yeah.
between what the element does, right, and
Yeah.
how it expresses itself through you and how you behave in the world and how you feel.
Yeah.
But this can help sort of balance it out, keep it under control, right?
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Exactly.
And that's so beautiful
Yeah.
about it.
And you see, and this is every time when I look at the 5 elements and how they figured it out.
You're just shaking your
you're
head in
just
disbelief.
like, wow, how did they come up with all
Complete
this?
genius.
Yeah, because the same as with metal. Metal is like,
Yeah.
and
contract.
goes contract, goes inwards, it's yin. And then the food that belongs to this element is like all these herbs that are going outwards.
Outward to balance that element out. We don't want too much contraction in our system,
No,
do we? I
no.
mean, we
So-
want to balance that out.
So we need, and with building the energy, if you look
Yeah.
at, oh, I want to have all these tastes. I want to have neutral, a bit of warming, bit of cooling, but I want to build it steadily,
Yeah.
slowly, and now I'm building up a nice, comfortable foundation.
Isn't it just amazing that
Yeah.
you can have this model, this method where nothing is wrong and nothing is good. It's all just, it's just there. It
Yeah.
doesn't say anything
No.
about what you should or shouldn't do per se.
No.
It's more about you, how you feel, and you have a method of balancing yourself out.
Exactly.
I mean, I think one of the main problems is that there's tons of diets you can choose from, right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like you get these subgroups, right? So I'm vegan, or I'm this, or I'm that, which is a step in a good direction, I
Yeah.
guess, right? But it still is. But are you in balance,
Yeah.
right? So these traditional nutritions, they
Yeah.
look at that stuff,
Yeah.
and there's the great potential of it, I think.
It all starts with you.
Right.
It's not one size fits all.
No.
It starts with you. And so it's your diet, the way you eat is always unique to you.
At this moment in time.
Yeah. And the climate you live, your surrounding, where you are in your life. And it's
Yeah.
it all takes that into account. And then
Yeah.
ultimately, you want to be able to feel what's good for you. So you have a system,
Mm-hmm.
but in the end, it's all about you being able to feel, this
I
is
need-
good for
yeah.
me. And actually, before you go into a shop, you already know, this is what I need today. This is
Exactly.
what I want. And not afterwards. You can feel
Yeah.
before you are actually buying, before you start cooking, before you start.
I think
preparing.
it starts with a concept and a
Yeah.
model, and then it becomes an art.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's an art to it, right? So
Yeah.
now with every little disbalance I have, every little itch or pimple, I can direct it back to what I've eaten or drank before.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
incredible. Before I just could not do that. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is,
Especially with emotional stagnations.
Oh, yeah.
So, and we said this in the course. Sometimes it's as easy as the first step can be as easy as taking something out. Like one of our students, he ate cinnamon, lots of cinnamon every day.
Yeah.
To take that out of your diet may give you the space to take the next step and the next step and the
Yeah.
next step and the next step and the next step. And it started with this, or no, it started with being aware
Yeah.
and being open for the
The change,
experience. But it can lead to live your full potential and reach your purpose in this life.
Yeah. I think it's all about lowering the noise levels. And
Yeah.
you have to start in the extremes for
Yeah.
that, because those are clogging your mind and
Yeah.
your emotions. So, and your full potential is absolutely dependent on how you feel and
Yeah.
your energy level and the amount of focus you have in your life for decision making and everything, right? So I think it's all about awareness, knowing how you feel and relate it to your diet, but and also that's why we're such a great combination now
Yeah.
with what we're teaching, is that it's pure qigong, it's
Yeah.
pure energy.
Oh yeah.
And if we can identify the stagnations in our thinking, our feeling, and our doing, related to everything, then we have a chance to grow into our full potential. And
Absolutely.
diet is, I mean, the more we work with it, the more I see it's there. That's absolutely where it starts. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have a concept there,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah. And
I don't
that's-
want to go back there.
No. And I think what we see in our 100-day course
Mm-hmm.
is that, people just fly. They
Fly.
just go so quickly because
In weeks.
In weeks,
In
yeah.
weeks. Yeah.
And
Not in years, in weeks.
in weeks, yeah. And so it doesn't need to take a long time.
No.
They are doing the exercise. They start to feel energy, and then they take things out of their diet. They start to experience. They journal. And you see before your eyes, you just see this big transformation
This
happening.
miracle just taking place.
Yeah.
And the full potential here is that people get mastery over themselves. And if
Yeah.
you see that happen, there's nothing better.
Oh, that's just
That's the greatest.
yeah.
If you see them as like they get these aha moments and now they have the tool to take charge and take care of themselves over themselves. And that's where your full potential is.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that's just woo, I get goosebumps. So there's much more to come, I guess, about this relationship between nutrition and energy and the emotional things and everything.
That was beautiful.
It was beautiful, and I really hope this helps you. And I hope there's some light bulb moments. So stay
June.
stay in tune. There's going to be a lot more. There's going to be courses coming on this as well, online courses in the near future, and we'll keep you posted. If you want to know more, just go to chiskills.com and sign up for our newsletter if you're interested, and then we'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So thanks for listening, and like, subscribe.
And see you later.
See you later. Bye.